Hello, my name is Catarina, and I'm from Brazil. I have come together with other young people from around the world for us to share our message. We believe climate change is the greatest crisis our generation faces. Climate change is a changing of the climate and temperature due to the excessive amount of greenhouse gases which are increasing because of human actions. Climate change is being fueled by the lack of environmental and sustainable education. Environmental sustainable education is necessary for people to be more conscious and mindful of their actions and start to create a positive impact to the planet, people, and future. What is contained in this education? Ways for us to preserve and protect our environment, but also the solution for humans and nature to live in a healthy balance, connected. People who receive this education will start to be more conscious of the consequences of their actions and will start to understand that the environment and sustainability are essential for their lives. I believe education comes in many different ways. We can learn when people talk, but we can also learn when people show. And that's why I would like to introduce you to Freya from US Kentucky, where she's going to share knowledge about electronic waste.
What is e-waste? Electronic waste refers to discarded electronic devices. Used electronics that are bound for reuse, resale, salvage, recycling, or disposal are also considered e-waste. Used electronics are the quickest growing source of waste worldwide and can have some serious health impacts. Some examples of e-waste are computers, televisions, refrigerators, and most commonly mobile phones. There are three main reasons why e-waste is increasing rapidly. First, as more developing countries are becoming more developed, the sales of electronic devices are increasing around the world. Second, technology is improving rapidly. When new products are introduced, old products are discarded or wasted. Finally, human mentality. As middle-class people get more money and begin buying more products, their mentality begins to change. When they have the money, they substitute older materials with newer ones, and the older materials are given the label of e-waste.
I'm Renee, and I'm the president and owner of EcoCell. First thing that you want to do is reuse it. If you can't reuse it, you need to recycle it with a company that is committed to protecting the environment. For small handhelds, go to EcoCell. The trick in all this is to, one, recycle the end-of-life stuff properly. That's number one. But two, we've got to design the way that we use electronics in a more efficient manner. And by that I mean creating things that don't harm wildlife, from where you get the raw materials, to the way we develop cell phones themselves. You want to do it in a component fashion. It goes like this. The stuff that we can't reuse, we send to companies that literally take these devices apart, completely dismantle them. They take those green boards inside of those, they crunch them up into a fine powder, and then they heat them. And basically all the precious metals from that board rise to the top, they skim them off, and they create gold ingots out of it, which are traded on the open market. This is fantastic because that means you don't have to go and dig a new gold mine and tear up some animal's habitat. Number one, it's easily the most toxic waste in the waste stream right now. So when I say toxic, I'm talking about what's inside of the batteries. The batteries have everything from lead to arsenic to acid, you name it, lots of heavy metals that linger in the environment. They create all kinds of problems. And if they're not recycled properly, they go to the landfill. The plastic casing on a battery will crack over time and leach all that material into our aquifer.
The shortened lifespan of electronic devices, encouraged or designed by manufacturers, have pushed consumers to interpret working electronics as insufficient or unusable.
Now I'd like to introduce you to a strong youth voice, Mayowa from Nigeria, which is going to introduce you to a really big issue, which is plastic pollution.
Hello, my name is Mayowa Bankole. I'm from Nigeria, and I'm here to address one of the biggest issues affecting our planet today, which is plastic pollution. What is plastic? Plastics are wide ranges of synthetic and non-synthetic organic compounds that can be molded into solids. What is pollution? Pollution is the introduction into the environment of substances harmful to the environment. So what is plastic pollution? Plastic pollution is the accumulation of plastics which have hazardous effects on the environment. The main cause of plastic pollution is negligence. Most plastics come from household waste. 90% of plastics is only used once by humans and checked out of our lives immediately. The health effects of plastic are ulcers, cancers, birth defects, liver dysfunctions, and so many more. And this is all due to our poor choices. Truly, if you want to help the environment become a better place, then make proper choices, which is reuse, reduce, and recycle. because plastic takes 500 to 600 years to decompose, more than one's lifetime, 5 to 6 generations before they are finally extinct from the world. Some countries don't even have an infrastructure for recycling. When the waste management comes to pick up your trash at your doorstep, they dump this trash in landfills. And when these landfills come in contact with water, they degrade the quality of water. And once these plastics are found in the oceans, not only do they degrade the quality of water, but they also choke animals and make them eventually die. Even when the negative effects of these plastics are proven to the world, they are ignored because of the amount of millions that will be needed for cleanups and so many more. Greenwashing has also become another problem. So what is greenwashing? Greenwashing is giving misleading information to the consumers that a company's product is environmentally sound. So practically, companies have started lying to their consumers on how a product is going to help the environment positively in some way. The solutions to plastic pollution are very easy. Be shop friendly. Stop using plastics. Instead of plastic bags, you can use fabric-based bags. Instead of plastic bottles, you could use glass, wooden bottles. Those are actually reusable and so many much more. Recycle everything. Anything plastic can be recycled. So make sure you drop your plastics at the waste management so that they can be industrially recycled. And lastly, educate as much people as you can. Help people to understand what will happen if they keep on using plastic. Thank you. I hope this piece has made you understand plastic pollution is becoming a major issue in our continent, not only in our continent, in our world, and it's affecting us in a very big way, apart from us, the aquatic animals in the oceans, because at the end of the day, we're getting what we gave to the ocean. Thank you.
While pollution has led to climate change has brought changing seasons, which makes farmers unable to predict when to plant the food and when to harvest, resulting into food insecurity, which leads into child marriages for survival. Now Taniola from Nigeria is gonna tell us more about the impacts of child marriage.
My name is Taniola Joda. I live in Lagos, Nigeria. I love educating people, letting them know what they need to know. That's why I'll be speaking on child marriage. Child marriage has a complicated history today and continues to be a big issue. Child marriage is any formal marriage or informal union where one or both parties are under 18. Each year, 12 million girls are married before their 18th birthday, which is 23 girls every minute. Nearly a girl is married every 3 seconds. 44% of girls are married before their 18th birthday, and 18% of girls are married before their 15th birthday. Child marriage is driven by gender inequality and the beliefs that girls are somehow inferior to boys. Poverty, lack of education, political and economic ties, gender norms and violation against girls are also contributed to child marriage. Some histories in child marriage. Globally, between now and 2030, child marriage is expected to cost the equivalent of $1 trillion to the population in developing countries. In 2016, Nigeria launched the African Union campaign to end child marriage in Africa. But there are still barriers of child education, the lack of access to resources, the cost of educational supplies, poor infrastructures, and violence and insecurity on their ways to school. To stop child marriage, we need to consider the economic impact on child marriage, invest in girls' education, educate girls suffering from child marriage, and empower girls that are not yet suffering from child marriage. In conclusion, I would like to say no to child marriage, that some girls, they don't know the effect on it. That is why I'm here to enlighten those girls, enlighten their parents too, and I pray the youth to it. Thank you. God bless you. I'm still Taniola Joda.
What we need for us to solve these complex issues are creative and innovative solutions. For example, Latifa from Uganda invented the climate-smart urban farming.
This is Nasu Galida Latifa. I introduced you a project called Climate Smart Urban Farming. In this type of project, we use things like buckets, jerry cans, cutters, metallic tins, and things that pollute the environment. In the urban setting is where we do this project, cause land is so scarce, but still we face a big problem of pollution. That's why I introduced a project called Climate Smart Urban Farming to bring about the green environment we yearn for, provide us food, stop food insecurity, and invest in cultural education with the benefits we get from selling our products, hence stopping child marriages. Thank you. So this is helping us to solve a problem of food insecurity that forces parents to marry off their children. And we ensure that we provide food to them and at the same time economically empower them to invest more in their children's education, most of the girl child. We are not leaving out the boy child, but right now we are looking at the marginalized, and that is the girl child. Because it's being shown that the girl child is suffering more so in this period of the pandemic. So we basically look at climate smart urban farming to be a solution that is going to help us tackle the problem of climate change and forced child marriages. I remain your girl Nasub Galidia Latifa. Climate smart urban farming is the way to go to stop child marriages and climate change. Invest in the education of a girl child, because I believe that educating a girl is educating a nation.
In conclusion, we have identified that the biggest crisis our generation faces is climate change, which has been brought by the lack of environmental sustainable education. Once the people have this education, we will be able to solve the issues such as electronic waste, plastic pollution, and child marriages. And we will be able to use innovative and creative ideas such as climate smart urban farming. Thank you.